It's the Nina Air Show. The Nina Air Show. We're walking in excellence. This is the Nina Air Show. The Nina Air Show. We're walking in excellence.
Breakfast by the beach on the pier. Yeah. It's such a wonderful view. It is really nice.
I love that part too.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Radisson. We love you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's jump into the questions. And the first question here that we have for you, the most asked question, by the way, what happened to your past relationship?
Okay, so I met someone at my church with my visitation assemblies, and we got into a relationship by the leading of the Lord, and it was kind of quick, I might say. So we were figuring stuff out on the way. This is my first godly relationship.
Yes.
This was his first ever relationship.
Yes.
And we were really new to this. We were new, and things got a little bit, I guess, rushed and confusing, and it came to a point in which I guess we really weren't ready.
Right, yeah.
So
See what says because you weren't ready, that really and truly
Yeah.
that more or less ended it.
I would say we really weren't ready. And I believe too there was a little hesitance, and we were still trying to get confirmation from the Lord about what to do, how to go about it, and it brought in, waiting that long,
Yes.
brought in different things, different hindrances and different blockages, and it brought in some things that allowed the relationship to prolong the attire moment even more.
So there was a moment. I
Yeah,
get what you
it
said.
was a moment.
So there was a moment. So because there was a moment, would you then say that the weight, maybe you would have missed actually even the timing of when
Yes.
God is saying this is the time to move on it.
Yes.
Because when you miss that, which I could have missed as well, when you miss that, you actually miss. It's almost like you miss 10 years.
Oh, yes.
That is, people don't realize when you miss a moment in God, sometimes that can set you back. It's almost like you miss. It's like such a huge chunk.
Oh, yes.
That moment, just that moment. So when God says no, we think, procrastinate, I'm not sure, I'm not ready, I'm waiting for the right opportunity, I'm waiting to have money, I'm waiting to have this, everything must be in place, everything must be right.
Perfect,
no, when anything that I've ever moved on by God, nothing was perfect, nothing was in alignment, naturally that is. But everything was in alignment spiritually.
Yeah, and
Yes?
I actually want to do this now.
Yes.
Just as it just came to me, we were so, waiting on this moment, and we were so, like, oh gosh, favor, we need to have this thing. And God actually showed me, gave me an example. He showed me the engagement ring. And we weren't planning, because we didn't have money for anything like that. He showed me the engagement ring in a dream.
Wow.
The look, everything. And I was like, this ring is so gorgeous. Where are we going to get the money for this ring from? You know, and I saw the ring in its fullness in this dream. I was like, I know this thing expensive.
Wow.
So I spoke to him, I spoke to my ex then, and I said, let's go on the internet and look for this ring. And
I didn't even know this.
yeah.
Wow.
I said, let's go on the internet and look for this ring. And he said, okay, let's do it. And while we were looking for this ring, I was searching, and mind you, he's there, and he's looking at the prices on the net. Me too. And I'm beginning to get sad, because it's like, I know we do not have the money for this thing. And I saw the exact same ring, and it was over 3,000 US.
Wow.
I said, you know what, let me just come off of this thing, because he's laughing, and I am beginning to get depressed because
That is so funny. Oh my goodness.
I don't know where this ring is coming from, but God showed it to me. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get it. This lovely lady here called me a day at school. It was at BCC.
Well, guys, this is the first time I'm hearing this. So I'm all intrigued just that your ears are going like this, right? Mine too.
Called me at BCC, and I do not remember how we got to that conversation.
I don't remember either.
But you told me that you had a ring. Your sister had it, and you were going to give it to me. And I was like, my goodness.
Wow.
That dream, mind you, the dream of the previous ring, like that went all of my head. It went out of my head. So you got it here, and you gave it to Dr. Thomas at the time, and he had it to bless. He called us up. He called me, and he called us up, and he blessed. He told us, "Come, let's bless the ring." Then the bishop took out the ring.
My gosh, I didn't even know this. Oh my god.
Then the bishop
I
took
want to cry. Oh my gosh. This is my show. This is not supposed to happen to me. Only the guests can cry. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Then the bishop took out the
I
ring.
never knew this. Oh my gosh.
It was the same exact ring.
Wow.
Same.
You're not joking. You're not
No.
even like exaggerating,
No.
are you? Oh my gosh.
You can ask him.
I didn't know
It's
this.
same exact ring. And when I saw the ring, after I asked him partner, I said, "Why you didn't tell me that?" Because he had it, he saw it before. I said, "Why you didn't tell me that was the ring?" He said, "I knew it looked familiar, but I didn't. I
You
still
didn't really put it together.
He did. I said so, and in that moment, well, the doctor was prophesying to us. He said, "This is an example that God is going to do
Jesus.
all that He
Wow.
is going to do in this relationship."
My
So I was like, that was the first thing. So it was favor. When God connects you with somebody,
Yes.
favor follows it.
But that's what the scripture says.
That's
That's
exactly
what
what.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor,
Yep,
favor from the Lord.
So that was favor, and you know, you miss the moment because God did align a date and everything, and you know, we procrastinated. There was still doubt. There was still all these different things creeping. So you
So
missed that moment.
Wow. So you would say the biggest thing was the procrastination.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the fear and all the fear.
Well, once procrastination comes, fear brings all of that. Fear is terrible, you know. Fear has all these little demons that's attached to it. So you gotta be so
Little
careful.
minions.
These little minions are like, okay, so guys, you've heard it. I didn't know that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
So I really here want to personally thank you
Girl,
for doing that for me.
Listen, you're not supposed to do this on my show. Oh my gosh.
Personally thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't believe this. Anyway, wow, this is, yes, you're most welcome, of course.
Thank
You're
you.
most welcome.
You're
I didn't know that I was being part of your divine story in that time. I just knew that in my heart it just came, bless you with this,
Yeah.
you know. And it's amazing you list price and all that. I never told you price and nothing, so that was how divine it was.
Yep.
I just blessed her with it. I mean, she's not blessed, she can see that it was very expensive. And it's not like if I say, okay, give me a couple $100 for this. I was like, no, that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, when God said to do something, just do it. Don't look at price, don't look at what you yourself don't have, just do it.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, we can move forward from that question, right? And the answer, oh my gosh, so profound. Okay, so we know that you're single. We know that you said that you don't mind dating and all of that. And we did ask a question as to if you were completely healed, and you did mention, we're just bringing you forward, yes?
Yep.
If you're completely healed, and you did mention that you still have that fear, you know, if it's going to happen again, and sometimes that enters in and all of that. So right now, how do you go about, like even, in other words, are you preparing yourself for the right person when God sends them? And if you are preparing yourself, what are some of the things that you are doing?
Alright, so in preparing myself, God had to do a wonderful work. Because being honest, I really was about it again. And you know, as I said before, there was still the fear. So it was like, even if there is someone again,
Yes.
what to do, how to do it, I'm still trying to figure out how to prepare. And you know, even what does being prepared mean. So all of that is what I am going through at the moment. But how he started preparing me was giving me dreams. So he's giving me these dreams, and then I had another prophetic word from Dr. Thomas, and then he gave me another dream after the prophetic word. So it's like he's coming.
Yes.
So you
He
need
is
to
coming.
prepare yourself.
Yes.
So in that is like looking up books on how to prepare, praying, because one of the things is you need to pray for your divine relationship. You need to pray for yourself, pray for
Yes.
him, and you know, find out what being a wife is all about. Being a godly wife is all about.
Yes.
You know, one thing in the dream, he was preparing me in that he was showing me what type of guy he's going to be.
Wow.
So prepare yourself
Yes.
for that type of guy. So I am still actually trying to figure out what is being prepared, what being prepared actually means.
Yes. I love that you say that, because you can prepare yourself in the Word of God, as you said, finding out, reading about what is like to be a godly wife. You can also read books. There's so many marriage books. I remember even in the first year prior to marriage, I have books. I still have them, and I still do a lot of things. I actually love listening to people's relationships, the struggles. I don't just want to hear your marriage is
that's
good.
one thing I do. I look up a lot of YouTube videos.
Yes, I don't just want to hear that your marriage is good. I want to hear how your marriage became good, because I know it did not. It might have started good, because it all started good, but somewhere in the middle, there might have been something. And the most recent person I heard spoke, I don't remember her name right now, but if I do, I will put it in the link below, because she's phenomenal. And she said, and they have a prophetic marriage, they have a ministry marriage, and not since our marriage is necessarily church. You know, remember we always say this when you hear ministry, because your relationship is ministry. Ministry does not only mean, the word ministry does not only mean church. Okay, so their marriage she said it took 8 years for them to get it together. And I thought to myself, 8 years. 8 years seems so long, but now they've been married for, I don't think she gave the number, but they have 25-year-old sons. I'm not saying no, it's a long time, right? So I mean, I say that to say that you start really good, because as she said, they had such a phenomenal start, and she was like, this is the man from God. She said when the first argument hit, I know that too well.
Yeah.
When the first argument hit, so bam, you're like, wait, you did God send you? Are you sure now? Did God send you? You have to go back. I'm going to go back in prayer and fasting to know if you are from God.
When
When the first argument comes, oh my. You're like, no. Or you see the first sign of something because a lot of times we make our man. We say this is so I want, this so I not want, not realizing that even in ourselves we don't have some of those things. And so we see the first sign of that man that we did not put together. We see something in him that we did not put there. You know, I want him to have this, he must be this. And you see something in him that you did not say you want on that list. And all of a sudden that's a red flag for you, but it's not a red flag to God, but it's a red flag to you. And that becomes a problem. So I had to be in a situation many times, especially in the beginning, where I would say, this does not make sense. God, Daddy, this does not make sense. Like, is this the one? Because I am not like that. Because we want the person to be like us, but if you have a person that's exactly like you, that would even be a bigger disaster. So a lot of times you say, but we're not compatible because he's not. That would be a disaster. I would always remember my husband would say to me that his brother is like me, or they'll love cleanliness, all of that. He said, but do you know that you two will never be able to get along? Because there's still one that's going to be like, put it this way, put it that way, and that would still be an argument.
Yeah, it's true.
So every person is so individual, so unique, yes? So I really like that. So thank you so much for sharing, you know, your...
And you need somebody else to balance you out.
You need that balance. And God knows what we need as well. God will give you someone that will help you in your weakness.
Oh, yes.
Yes? God will give that person to you that you yourself will help them in their weakness. So that's how I say it. My husband has been a tremendous help to me in my weak areas. And I also have been a phenomenal, notice the difference in words, right? Tremendous, phenomenal help to him in his weakness. Typical female over here now. So I say all of that to say that, to just take your time, let God do the work. As my lovely daughter said, you want to be able to grow in the Word, look and learn from other godly marriages, read books, listen to sermons, prepare yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. Because you don't only want to prepare, you want to prepare yourself physically, the external, but also prepare the internal. Because if a man, that person meets you and they just look at you and it's all about the external, and then they realize you have no spiritual substance, then
Nothing.
it's going to be a disaster. Yes, so I think what you shared is just enough for this video, because the takeaway was really what you said in the beginning. Yes, but I have a question before we even close. This is the last one. It really just came to me. In terms of dating, would you advise folks to date online, like online dating?
I've never really thought about it. Not that it can't happen, but if you're led,
You just pick the words out my spirit.
if you're led, go right ahead.
That's right. I love that. If you're led, you hear that? She's rhyming now. If you're led, go right ahead. Ding, hashtag that. If you're led, go right ahead. I love that. But no, you picked the words out my spirit. That's what I was thinking as soon as you said it. If you're led, do it. I personally wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I've heard of other success stories that they've met their person online. So God bless them. So that's the end of today's video, guys. Thank you so much. That's part 2. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
You're always going to be part of my show. You know that already. So guys, that's it for today. We love you guys. And before we go, you know, excellence is a choice, and in all you do, aim for excellence. Come on, guys. Say it with me. Excellence. Come on. Excellence. Come on. Excellence. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. God bless you. Bye.
It's the Nina Hair Show. The Nina Hair Show. We're walking.